many years ago, Nike had this great ad. And you guys, Mustafa, you're probably too young to remember this, but Izzy, you might remember this. And it was a red picture with a English cross of St. George's, and it said
Mm.
66 was a great year for English football. And then on the backside of the ad, it said Eric was born, of course, referring to the great Eric Cantona for Manchester United. But 66 was, of course, the greatest year for English football when Al Ramsey's side won a home World Cup. And since then, they've been waiting for football to come home. 30 years
Mm.
ago, when before England hosted Euro 96, they had that very famous song come out, It's Coming Home by Badial and Skinner, gets played all the time. And so, gentlemen, new coach now under Thomas Tuchel. This is an England team which uh, reached the semis in 2018, and then in 2022, unfortunately, got knocked out to France in the quarterfinal. A very good quarterfinal. Better team probably won. Gareth Southgate left. Thomas Tuchel now takes over. Is it coming home, boys?
Well, it's truly now or never if they can't get it done. I mean, look at the depth. You're three men deep at every position. You
Hmm.
got young, exciting talent with the likes of Morgan Rogers and this and that. And even Harvey Barnes for Newcastle. I'm a big fan of that young kid. He's very good. Adam Wharton as a young tie coming in midfield. There is news that Harry Maguire is apparently not going to make the cut. So, as two United fans, I'd love to get your take on it.
So let's go through this. So obviously Harry Kane would lead the line, and then
Also
Yes.
this.
that, let's just mention again. Harry Kane has arguably been the best striker in the world since he also went at Bayern. Like he's still
Correct. He
amazing.
has maintained it. So obviously Harry Kane will lead the line, and
I
Pickford
think
is in
if we can
goal.
just talk about Harry Kane for a minute,
Sure, go for it.
is he perhaps the greatest English player of all time? He has to be up
Not
there.
of all time. Bobby
Bobby
Charlton,
Charlton and
obviously.
Bobby Moore, and I don't
Bob,
know
Bobby
who
Bobby,
these
Moore,
people, but
Both
Bobby
Bobbies.
Charlton won a World Cup. He captained a team to a Champions League when it was not the
let's say
Champions League.
modern era, let's say that.
And of course, he came out of the wreckage of 1958 to captain Manchester United. Modern era, you'd have to, has he achieved more than, say, a David Beckham and a Wayne Rooney?
What has
Possibly.
Beckham achieved?
Beckham, serial Champions League winners.
I'm saying
Serial,
no. I think what he means, what I think AZ particularly means,
as a footballer, forget
as
that
a no,
you're doing that NBA thing by counting rings. It's
no,
not
no,
Fine.
about rings.
no. I
As
think AZ is saying is what has he done for England, right?
for
For
England, then
England.
That
yes,
as well.
Kane.
Yeah, yeah,
Harry
yeah.
Kane has been there all time. He's been a captain, all-time leading goal scorer now. So he's definitely in the conversation of the greatest English football players of
I
all
think
time.
that conversation, like, of course, if they win the
In
World Cup this
modern,
year, then
let's
it's
let's
done.
do
Then it's done.
correct. Then
Yeah,
it's done. I,
yeah.
I give you that. But speaking
Okay,
of the
back to
actual
Maguire.
team, no,
Yeah.
speaking of the actual team, I think the only two positions that you know of is basically Pickford in goal, Kane up top. Because if you go at the defense, do they go with a Gahey and a Mark Konsa? Do they drop Harry Maguire? Who plays on the fullbacks? Is it going to be Nico and then Reece, or do they put in a Shaw? What happens to Trent? What happens to Livermento, who you mentioned
But
too,
these
that
are
if
all wonderful luxuries to
or
have, dog.
correct.
Yeah.
But Tuchel has to at least get them to mesh. And then the midfield is a complete crapshoot because
But
fine,
I don't
Mhm.
know I don't know who you pick, man. There's
so
so
you Jude
Well,
is
Rice is
is
playing that, we know for
so
sure.
Rice and Jude are definitely playing. Then, but who plays next to them? Do you put in a Cole Palmer? Is it going to be Anderson? Uh,
is it Kobe
you know,
Mainu as well? Is it
is
like
it
they
is
you
it Mainu? There's a lot of
If
variations.
Mainu started in 2024, oh, different coach though. Yeah.
yeah,
Different
different
coach.
go.
And then who is your backup striker? Is it going to be a Welbeck? Is it going to be Ollie Watkins? Is it going to be Calvert Lewin? There's a
I think
lot of
Watkins has done
choices.
been prolific enough to,
Yeah.
He has, or Ivan Toney. There's a lot of choices that Tuchel has to make to get that dressing room right because England historically, it's been the off the field sort of stuff that sometimes
Mm.
lets them down, and the pressure really gets to
As
them.
Gerard said himself, yeah.
Correct. Their group is easy, right? Croatia, Ghana, Panama, not a difficult group.
I
What do
don't
you?
think it's that straightforward, dog.
I
Croatia,
think
they're going to be hard to
Croatia
beat.
will
Ghana,
be hard to beat,
yeah,
but should be they should finish top two easily.
yeah.
And then of course you have these fringe players. What do you do with a Phil Foden? What do you do with an Eze?
Uh,
It won't be easy to get the mesh right. And
who starts
they're
on the
they're
right for them? Is it still
so
going to
good
be
question. Are you going to have Saka and
is it going to
Rashford
be?
flanking Harry Kane? He's got to get it right because he's tried a lot of experimentations in the friendlies and they haven't performed well. England's had a lot of sloppy games, a lot of sort of,
They
they've
had
been,
that. They had that horrible result at Wembley just recently in March. When they lost 1-0. We talked about it in the other preview. Was it Japan? Who was
Hmm.
it? Was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
they've had some very pedestrian thingies. So it'll be interesting to see the final 11 that they come
It's
up with.
important to get the guys in form in their, in the right role.
Yep.
That's very
If
important. Yeah.
at least for me, like from a totally neutral standpoint for me, right?
Yeah,
From what?
totally neutral. Yeah.
No. I'm being very honest. I'm not even saying a United player now. If I had to pick one player to be that third person in that midfield trio with Rice and Jude,
Maybe you can play a 4-2-3-1 with all that attack, man.
yeah. But in my
Rogers at 10, he's been doing
yeah,
well.
yeah. But I was thinking, no. I was thinking you do. I think. Have you seen how good Elliot Anderson is playing? Like, have you
Yes.
been seeing how good Elliot Anderson has been playing? It
You
is.
you buying him for 100 plus if you're Manchester United?
If I was Manchester United, yes, no question asked. But I'm not. But I'm not Jason Wilcox, right?
But fans
I'm
never
not.
care about transfer fees. They just want the
Yeah,
player. So,
yeah, yeah. But like he's like I watched him like
Just
uh
the other game
just the other
against
game, right?
United, 2-2.
He was like, I say this as like Bruno was there as well. Like, I felt he was the best player on the pitch. Like, he was
Nah,
good.
he had two assists, but Casemiro and Kobe Minu ran him off the park there. He had two assists to Morgan Rogers, but
Yeah, I thought
United controlled that midfield. They could have
I
scored. United had like 30 shots on goal.
no, I still think like he was really good, man. I
Problem
still
with the
think
young guys is AZ, they go for the GAs and
I'm
he
not
sees
going
his
for
two
the GS.
assists for
I am not
for
going for
Elliot
the GS.
Anderson and he doesn't see the rest of the game. The 50 shots taken. Anyway, let's move
I'm
on
not going
from
for the
England.
GS. I was a
no, but
I
tactically, what should the setup be? Because is it 4-2-3-1 or is it four
It'll,
three three or is it three at the back? There's a lot of questions to answer there.
there are a lot of questions, and I think the best way for him to play is a 4-2-3-1. Play
yeah.
Yeah.
Rice and Bellingham there, and then Rashford, Palmer, and Saka
But
if Saka's
Bellingham as a
healthy.
holding mid rather than a 10
I know.
behind Rogers or Cole Palmer. That's a
I
lot of
don't.
pressure on
I don't
Rice.
see. I don't see a place for Cole Palmer. But remember World Cup paces. It's a
Come
slower
on.
pace than the Premier League. It's not as fast,
Yeah.
so should be okay. All right, from England, let's move
So we didn't
to.
solve anything here.
We
Nah.
didn't
Just one
solve
question.
it. It's for Tam
I
Tuchel to solve.
That's
is
for
this just
Thomas Tuchel.
is this just 2006 again, where they had to play Scholes out wide?
Not
Uh,
Scholes. What's his name? Gerrard used to play out wide.
Gerrard, yeah.
No, it was
He
okay, sorry.
couldn't. I mean, Capello couldn't figure out how to play Gerrard, Scholes, and
No, one
Lampard
of
in the
the
Lampard.
midfield.
don't get me on a rant about that dude. I
Let's
don't want to talk
let's
about him.
let's move on.
He is
Let's
equally despised in Italy, at least by Juve fans.
Yeah.
let's move on from England.